Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am so excited to be sitting down with you guys. It is the first time in a long time that I have sat down and talked directly to you, so I am so excited to do that now. If you saw in my last video, that's right, I am pregnant. I am currently 9 weeks along in my first trimester with baby number 3, and we are so excited. So in today's video, I just figured I would update you guys how I am feeling, what my symptoms are, if I'm having any inkling whether it's a boy or a girl, and I will end with a little belly shot. So if you haven't already, please go ahead and hit subscribe, give me the thumbs up on this video, and leave any questions or comments down below. I will be trying to do these videos somewhat frequently as things change or as we get an ultrasound or things like that. And I will absolutely be updating you once we find out the gender in a few more weeks. So as I mentioned, I am in my 9th week of pregnancy, and up until this point, I have to say this has felt like an entirely different pregnancy. So this is my 3rd. I have 2 boys, Mason, who is almost 4, and Gavin, who is 2, and quite frankly, their pregnancies were identical, at least at this point. This one, however, has definitely been harder on me, and I've been experiencing a lot more symptoms. Whether that means girl versus boy, only time will tell, but it has definitely been harder on me. I do have to say the first symptom that I felt in this pregnancy, along with my last 2 pregnancies, was boob pain, and that pretty much started a few days after conception. Whether or not people believe you can feel symptoms that soon, that is up to you, but I can tell you that I felt that way probably 3 to 4 days after we conceived with all 3 of our kids. I felt instant chest pain, and I just knew. Now, that pain has pretty much been constant so far, but now that I'm in my 9th week, it definitely is a lot more intermittent. I've already gone up a bra size, if you can believe it, but that's kind of typical, at least for me. And the chest pain has just definitely been coming and going in this past few weeks. The second thing that I'm definitely feeling is exhaustion. That pretty much didn't start until week 7 or so, but it came on fast. Pretty much every day around that 2 or 3 o'clock hour, I am like done. I am ready for a nap. I am trying to get the kids to nap if they haven't, or we're definitely watching a lot of movies just because come that 3 o'clock time frame, I like can't function, literally. So tired, I'm like fighting the urge to fall asleep, and it's just been really hard. So we've definitely been having low-key activities at the house at that time, and I've been going to bed pretty much as soon as we put the boys to bed. Now, I don't know if I've touched on this before, but I am like a night owl in that that's my only time for me. That's pretty much the only time that I can catch up on social media or plan blog posts or edit videos or just hang out with my husband and watch TV. So I typically go to bed around 11:30, 12:30 at night, but I have definitely not been doing that since becoming pregnant. Last night I was in bed at 7:30, watched some TV until like 9, and I was out. And I still wake up tired. So in addition to the boob pain, exhaustion has definitely been a leading symptom. And the third would be nausea. These are all pretty typical, but the nausea started, started around 6 weeks or so, and pretty much started around like food whenever I was hungry. And if I wasn't eating a snack or a small meal every 1 to 2 hours. I know that's frequent, but that's just how my body operates. If I wasn't eating something every hour and a half or so, I was getting super nauseous. Never actually vomited, but extreme nausea. Now, that same nausea I had with the boys, like clockwork, every 1 to 2 hours. So that kind of didn't seem new or foreign to me. But around 7.5, 8 weeks, I was nauseous 100% of the time. Like all day, all night, despite eating, despite not eating, and it was awful. I was instantly like, I can't do this. I hope this is not gonna last the rest of the pregnancy. I was nervous that I had that hyperemesis duravium or whatever it's called, that extreme morning sickness. I was just really nervous at that point. But fortunately, I guess you can say, within a few days of that extreme nausea hitting, I spiked a fever, my throat was sore, and I felt like I had the flu. So I think so much of that nausea had to do with being sick. Now, this is where the last week has been really rough. So I thought that I had the flu. I went to a minute clinic, or I went to a walk-in care facility, and they ran a flu culture, sent it out, and started me on Tamiflu. Oof. Now, Tamiflu did not agree with me at all. It made me vomit like profusely for days until it was all out of my system, in which case I stopped taking it. I then got the call that my flu test came back negative, so I ended up not even having to take that Tamiflu at all. That was such a waste. And that I actually had strep throat. So after 10 days of feeling miserable, we got a diagnosis. I got started on antibiotics, and I'm feeling a lot better, and my nausea is more at bay. So I don't know if the nausea was related to the pregnancy or relating to the illness, but it already feels better. So I'm just super relieved, because I was so nervous that that nausea was just going to continue for the duration of my pregnancy, and that I was going to be in really rough shape. So I guess you could say those are my 3 symptoms, my main symptoms. And like I said, that was chest pain, exhaustion, and nausea. And on top of that, probably my biggest complaint is the bloat. Ugh, the bloat is real. So I am starving all the time. Very hungry, and I want to eat, but whenever I do eat, my stomach instantly feels so full, and it like hurts to breathe. I get so bloated. By the end of the day, I look like I'm 6 to 9 months pregnant, not even kidding, and I'm only 9 weeks. But that's just because I know your body produces a lot of hormones at this time, and your digestive system like really slows down. So the bloat's totally normal, but it's super annoying. But yeah, those are my main symptoms for nausea. You can definitely, obviously consult your doctor, but Unisom and B6, the combination of those 2 things can definitely help. I'm actually not taking that right now, but I did use that in past pregnancies, and it did help. But for me, if I get nauseous, I just need to eat something small. And also lollipops and hard candies have been like so helpful with the nausea, so helpful. All right, so on to my cravings. So with the boys, all I wanted in the first trimester and pretty much throughout the duration of my pregnancy with the both of them was carbs, like specifically bagels, and sweets, blueberry muffins and chocolate chip cookies, and anything sweet, any baked good was like my best friend. Now I know that kind of goes against the whole gender prediction. Typically they say with boys you want more savory, girls you want more sweet, but that was not the case with me. Now this time, I don't want anything sweet. I still want the carbs, the bagels, the bread, but I want all things savory, like tacos, nachos, steak, mashed potatoes. Like I want totally different things, which is kind of throwing me a little bit. Carbs definitely help with the nausea, so I definitely am eating pancakes and bagels and granola and yogurt and like heavy things like that for breakfast. But I also am really craving like sandwiches, like deli meat and avocado on it and totally different things. Now I know they say you're not supposed to have deli meat in pregnancy. I definitely do, but not frequently. If I'm really craving it, I will indulge every once in a while, but I, for one, think everything is about moderation. If you have any concerns about what you can and cannot have, definitely consult your doctor. But yeah, this time around, very different cravings. I want more hearty things and definitely more savory over sweet. I don't want any cakes or cookies or anything. It doesn't even sound appealing to me at all. Now, coming up this week, we have my first visit with my midwife. I am so excited. So because I do have a history of healthy pregnancies and not being high risk, they don't see me until 10 weeks, but that is just the the well visit, the intake visit, which I just meet with the nurse. I don't even meet with my real doctor. And it is just pretty much medical history and all of that. I don't even believe they're gonna do blood work or a urine sample this week. I think it is strictly medical history. And at that appointment, which I have on Tuesday, I will schedule my first official ultrasound and the NIPT genetic testing. So I'm definitely going to do genetic testing, and we have with both of the two boys, and I just prefer to know. I think knowledge is power, and I just kind of want to know for my own reassurance that everything is good and that the baby is progressing as it should. However, because I was so impatient and didn't want to wait for that first ultrasound at 12 weeks, Greg and I decided to schedule a private heartbeat scan or heartbeat check at just a boutique ultrasound clinic. And we did that at 6 weeks and 4 days. Now, I was super nervous because typically if you're like in that first trimester or under 10 weeks, they do an internal or a vaginal scan. And this particular place only does abdominal scans. Now, abdominal scans at 6 weeks can definitely be hit or miss. They might not be able to see anything, which could lead you to worry and freak out, even though everything could be fine. So I was very nervous that doing it at 6 weeks and 4 days, we wouldn't be able to see anything, and that would only like contribute to more panic and all of that. But we saw our little baby at 6 weeks, 4 days. We heard the heartbeat of 172 or 178. I will insert a clip here, but it was so wonderful, and it really gave me peace of mind that I needed to wait until my first appointment.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, look. I'll show you something.
Look, Daddy.
That right there, that's the baby.
Oh my gosh.
See, that's a baby. You guys are gonna be doing
Yeah, you can hear it though. Greg, you hear it?
I mean, are you okay?
I'm okay, babe.
Okay.
So now that I've shared my symptoms, I guess I can give you a prediction. I personally, at the beginning, thought we were having a boy. That is because we have two boys. I've just always seen myself as a boy mom, and I just assumed this third one would be a boy. Greg from the beginning has been in the camp that this is a girl, but since my symptoms have been changing and I do feel quite a bit different than I did in my first two pregnancies, I am now leading to believe that this is a girl as well. Who knows? Every pregnancy is so different, and I have friends that said they had a completely different pregnancy one to the next and they're the same gender. Or I've had people say that they felt the exact same and they were different genders. So you just never know. But right now we are thinking it's a girl, but a boy would be absolutely welcomed, and either way, we cannot wait. So I guess without further ado, I will show you my belly. Again, I am definitely in that bloat phase. I am wearing maternity clothes because it is more comfortable. This is my third pregnancy, and I am definitely not going to squeeze and fight into my regular pants just so that I can say that they fit. I instantly at 8 weeks went to maternity leggings because I just want to be comfortable. I am chasing the boys around all day, and comfort is key. Maternity shirts do look a little silly because they have all the ruching and extra material that I don't need, but maternity pants are my best friend right now. So this is the belly in clothes. Here we go. This is my 9-week bump. Wearing maternity leggings. I think I look pregnant. You might not see it, but I definitely see it. But this could very well just be bloat, and I could get smaller before I get bigger. So that's the belly. I hope you enjoyed this little pregnancy update. This was certainly fun to film. I will definitely try to fit more in like this as I progress throughout my pregnancy. Go ahead and give me the thumbs up if you like this. Please hit subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.